All right, so we're talking a little bit of Thunder Rosa and her surprise announcement. Eddie Kingston coming back off of suspension. Tony Khan alleging possible tampering with WWE and AEW stars. Is Bronson Reed coming back to WWE? Let's see.
Always is yours truly, the 29-year-old piece of gold, the franchise, aka the showstopper, better known as the GOW's resident tribal chief. And with me, as always, I got my tag team partner, my brother, my family. He is the flyest in the room, Mr. 1, 2, 3. Pin that ass down, KBC, aka EC's resident Isaac Hayes. King took over in the building, bro. What's good?
Man, what's good? Man, what's good for us, man? Is we got shit here. We got to shoot from the hook, shoot from the hip today, man. Man, we got to talk, man, because a lot has happened last night, and there's a lot that has come out since then. Normally we do our ranking show today, but we decided we're gonna push that later to this weekend. But today is about Punk. Today is about Moxley. Today is about Thunder Rosa. Today is about AEW and Tony Khan and WWE and tampering and whatever and this and that and that and this. Bro, let's do this.
All right, well, like my man said, man, we're going to talk about Roman Reigns' brand new contract. We're going to talk about Kingston and Guevara and their drama. We're going to talk about CM Punk and Moxley. We're going to talk about the Motor City Machine Guns, Thunder Rosa, the End of NXT UK, and Bronson Reed possibly returning to WWE? Question mark. But with that being said, before we get started, man, I need y'all to do one thing. That is, of course, bend the knee to your humble king. And second thing I need you to do is... And with that being said, man, so we're going to dive right into it, man. Topic number one, because we're going to get to the good stuff in a minute. Right now, Tuco, Roman Reigns, it is official. He just re-upped his contract with WWE, and he will be working a part-time schedule now. Some of the details that's in his new schedule is this. He will be on hand for all four of the big four pay-per-views. He will be on hand for all the Saudi Arabia shows. And he did say this. Outside of the big four and outside of the Saudi Arabia shows, if he is involved in a big storyline, he will be there for every TV leading up to that storyline. So that I can work with that. I can work with that. So he did make it known that he's not just gonna pop up a week or two before the big match. He said no. Outside of the big four pay-per-views, outside of the big Saudi shows, if there's a storyline that I'm directly involved in, I will be at every TV. I won't be at the live events, but I will be at every TV. Too cold. He said 10 years on the road. He got 5 kids. His kids is getting older. He said, hey, he's earned this as being one of the top guys for the last 10 years. What are your thoughts on Roman Reigns and the official new contract for the WWE Undisputed World Champion?
I have no problem with it. And I have no problem with his reason. I have no problem with any of the stuff that you just said. One, he has earned it. Regardless of how we've felt they've pushed him, he has earned it. Yeah. But I like the fact that he's going to be there for all the big four pay-per-views. Okay, cool. Anything that's he's involved in, that's a big thing. He's going to continue to, show up on the weekly shows. Okay, cool. So we'll constantly get to see you. Now, the question will be, will he still be Universal Undisputed, WWE Undisputed Champion? Will he be on both shows? How are these storylines panning out? Which storyline is he going to be on, the most, or is it going to be on Raw? Is he going to do USA still want their own champion? Like, even if he does lose one of the belts, that'll still be a good thing. But the question is, you have 2 shows, and you're running 2 different things with, on these shows. You got different people doing different stuff on one show, and compared to the other one. So I wonder how that's going to work out. But as far as his reason, 10 years on the road, and the man does have a illness that does come and goes. So it's not like he just wants to be gone, and not just, it's not like he's Brock Lesnar-ing things, okay? Where Brock only would show up if it was a big thing, but then then he really wouldn't show up all like that. If Roman is at least going to show up for every TV show, leading up to whatever happens, you got to respect that more. But again, his kids are getting older. 5 kids getting older, want to be around, want to see stuff that they're doing. but also want to continue doing what he loves to do.
Yeah.
All right, man. Look, you first of all, family first. You know, we you gotta take care of the family, because the family's damn sure been taking care of you and everything that he's been going through. So you damn sure take care of the family. He's the head of the table, so that's what he's got to do. But I have no problems with any of that. That's actually pretty cool. I'll be glad to see how that works out until they decide to separate one of the titles from them. That's kind of the thing for me, just how that's going to work moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, and you got to understand too, like you said, he's the head of the table now currently, but his family has been, very well versed in the industry. I mean, you got the Wild Samoans, Alpha and Sika, you got Rikishi, you got Nia Jax, you got Tamina, you got the Usos, you got
that Sikoa boy, you got Sikoa in NXT right now.
Yeah, you got
they talking about coming up and maybe being a intercontinental champion in the bloodline, but who knows?
Yeah, so you got so much history with that Simone Umaga. You got so much history with that Simone lineage, and I think the cool part to
2 minute warning.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the cool part about being in Roman Reigns' position is that you've had family that's been in the business. You hear these stories all the time about guys on the road and going through depression, and these top guys at one point in time they get burnt out. I mean, hell, even Shawn Michaels lost his smile at one point in time. So it gets real. So for you to be in the position you're in and to have the cachet, as you like to say, and the foresight to be like, you know what? I've been at this for 10 years straight. I've seen what this life can do to other people. I got a whole ass wife and 5 kids at home. I love this business, but not more than my family. So the fact that you give
his health and his health, most important, you gotta, like that's a big thing, because it almost took him out for good last time, where we weren't sure if he would ever come back. So no, you gotta respect that.
Yeah.
But hey, he's still the best thing going in WWE. And he knows that, but under this new tutelage, under this new guidance, I should say, for the company, with Stephanie running things on the business side, Triple H running things on the wrestling side, hey man, WWE seems to be moving in a great direction, but we still need time to see how all of this, all of these things that we're hearing, Roman's new contract and what Triple H wants to do and who he's bringing back. Like, man, each week there's something new. There's something new happening. There's something returning, and it's being done in a way where it's better than what it was before, or the way we think it should have always been. But there's always something new. So they definitely have the, man, what are you gonna do next? Kind of bug that people are really attracted to right now with WWE, because it's like, man, okay, damn, Roman and re-upped his contract, and he got better days. You got Karrion Kross back, you got this going on, you got that going on, you got this person back, you got Dakota Kai and EO and Bailey back. Man, you got Trish coming back. It's like, man, whoa, man, like what are you gonna do next week? Who's coming back next week? What we got to turn in to see. They got the people back. They got the people.
Yeah, and that's the thing, and the thing too, before we move on to the next topic, I really want to keep this in mind too. WWE, they're doing great now in retrospect and in comparison to the last 10 to 15 years. Because much like AEW had that same effect. When they first came out, Tony Khan was doing everything Triple H is doing, bringing back, the underutilized talent. Because essentially, if you think about it, Triple H is literally doing what Tony Khan did with AEW. The only difference is the guys that went to Tony Khan from WWE were in the NXT, or a lot of the people that we were happy to see came from NXT, but they came through Triple H. So that's Tony Khan didn't snatch up from that era. Triple H is getting back. So what we feeling now is kind of what we felt the first 2 years of AEW. But there is that, that honeymoon phase, because eventually there's only so many people you can bring back if you're Triple H. There's only so many people you can sign if you're Triple H. There's only so many people you can focus on if you're Triple H. So you got to, I think the overall picture we got to understand, we got to keep in mind is it's great for the moment, but how long can we sustain this? Because eventually you got to have storylines. You got big pay-per-views coming up. Eventually somebody's going to get the lion's share of the TV time. Somebody's going to get the lion's share of the in-ring time. Not everybody's going to get cycled through the way they are now. So we got to keep that in mind. But we'll come back to that.
But I think that, before you move on, I think that's a good thing, because even though some people think that it's not, it'll be one-sided, I think it'll balance things out in a way.
Yeah.
But go ahead, keep talking. Let me answer the door real quick.
No, you're good. And I say the one thing that AEW has, that WWE has as far as an advantage of over AEW right now with all the talent is that they have right now. You got 4 brands essentially that are on TV with SmackDown, Raw, NXT, and I guess you could say NXT UK. And AEW to a degree has a similar structure, although 2 of their shows are on YouTube. So, but anyway, that's that. But I'm curious, man. I'm looking forward to it as we wait on Tuco to come back. Leo, what's going on? Kimberly, what's going on? We were in the middle of talking, so when you guys hopped on earlier, I couldn't say anything to anybody because I didn't want to interrupt myself with Tuco. But glad that you guys came on. Everybody on YouTube, thank you for tuning in. And yeah, definitely feel free. Tell us, what do you guys think as we have the conversations as we're going along? Talk to us and tell us what do you think about some of these topics. And Leo, man, we got a lot on the AEW side coming out today, so I really, really want to pick your brain. Kimberly as well, Fro as well, the LCJ as well. But moving into our next topic, man, let's talk a little bit of AEW. Let's talk about Sammy Guevara. Let's talk about Eddie Kingston. So the word on the street is, Sammy Guevara and Eddie Kingston, they had a little bit of heat for a while. And while this is all news, rumors, and speculation, and one thing that is a rumor or speculation is the fact that Eddie Kingston was suspended and the fact that Sammy Guevara was suspended as well. There's been some beef, man, brewing. And online, again, you gotta take this with a grain of salt. Allegedly, the rumored beef started when Ty and Sammy Guevara took a picture with the TNT Championship. For those who don't know, I guess it's been unofficially dubbed by AEW as more of a memorial championship to honor the late great Brody Lee. And Eddie Kingston didn't take too kindly to that, as he felt, and that was a little disrespectful. And to be fair, regardless regardless if it was a memorial or not, that's still that's still a championship belt, man. That in and of itself, that's kind of a whole different ball game. But too cold, man. All right, so look, we got Eddie Kingston, we got Sammy Guevara. Bro, when you heard this, what are your thoughts, man? Do you have any feelings? Does Eddie have a point here? Allegedly, the brawl started when Sammy made a comment in reference to Eddie Kingston's weight. A punch was thrown, and then that's kind of how that started. But the word is that the beef has been ongoing a lot longer than that. It just now recently came to a head, so to speak.
I could believe that because Kingston's old school. That's for true. Leo's right about that. But Kingston is old school, man, and he's right as far as what AEW did with the TNT Championship, as far as the remembrance of Brody Lee. Like y'all honored him and with that and all that, and I, from the old school perspective of it, I get it, but I'm not totally down on Sammy for doing it.
Yeah,
man. If you don't remember, I'm gonna just throw this name out there. There's a guy by the name of Ravishing Rick Rude who, I don't know, man. He always thrust his hips with the damn championship. Nah, I mean, yeah, sure, he didn't take. I mean, I think he's taken a picture or two naked. I think Val Venus did it once or twice with the Intercontinental Championship.
I don't want to misplace a memory, but didn't Shawn Michaels at one point?
I think he did. It was either that or the WWE Championship. I think he did it too. So I now you can say with a belt with some type of reputation, you would think, man, that's poor taste. But when you look at the character of who's doing what they're doing, you kind of have to, okay, that kind of makes sense. Ravishing Rick Rude was a ladies' man. The dude, you know, hell, he had a trunk made with the Intercontinental Championship on it. So it's like he was always thrusting his hips, shaking it, and people, when the girl was going crazy for it. So it's like, no. And Val Venus, I think he did the same thing, but Shawn Michaels, I think he did it too. So it's like, all right, cool. Now the whole Sammy and Ty having sex with, you know, with the championship on them or whatever, that's today's equivalent of that. So, but, and that's why I say I can understand both parties, because where, you know, that's today's generation, man. What Sammy and Ty do and all that blogging and all that, man, that's what they do. This is what they do. Come on, man. There's OnlyFans for nothing. I mean, hell, Toni Storm's got OnlyFans. Hey, come on, man. Hey, y'all about to put a championship on this woman. Get out of here, man. But I get where Kingston is coming from as far as that standpoint. But I don't think maybe it should have gotten taken out of that far of control. The war of words is just between two men and with a disagreement that just didn't agree with each other. And you know, Eddie, it don't take much for Eddie to go. I mean, you know, sometimes he can be a calm guy, but it don't take much for him to go. So what up? Call me Mr. Johnson. So, and because of that, yeah, man, I'm in the middle. I understand both and why, even if I may not totally agree with Sammy, but I at least get why they did it and what, you know, what their purpose was. And it wasn't to diminish Brody Lee. I mean, but he's 20 something years old. That's what they do.
You know, the sex god, you know. You know, I mean,
what more you want? What more do you want?
Definitely leaning into the gimmick there.
Man, they've been doing that. They've been doing that.
But speaking of been doing and staying on par with AEW, Tuco, man, I want to talk to you because I've said this. I've gone on the record many a time, and I initially did not think anything of it until I seen somebody make a comment online, and it kind of validated and reiterated previous negative thoughts I've had about Tony Khan in his booking and handling or mishandling of the women's division. And that's, of course, with the announcement of Thunder Rosa not being able to compete. Okay, let's call a spade a spade. Thunder Rosa, in comparison to how Britt Baker was pushed as the AEW World Champion, it's fucking shit. I'm going to be honest. It feels like Thunder Rosa is a mid-card title holder the way she's been positioned and pushed by AEW. And I use push in a very loose term. I feel like on her rise on the chase to become an AEW Women's Champion, she had a lot more respect put on her name. When she was with NWA, I felt like they made a bigger deal than when they signed her to the company. Now they put the belt on her after the culmination of a great rivalry with Britt Baker. Somebody was like, you know, yesterday, you know, why is Thunder Rosa making her announcement? Because this is supposed to be a huge match coming up with her in it. She can't defend the title. Why are they giving her this little whack ass 30, 40 seconds in the backstage segment when, you know, if it was Britt Baker, which we've seen in the past, she's getting all the time in the world to talk in the ring and yada, 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 and then make it feel like a big deal. This was kind of like, oh, well, you know, Toni Storm and Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter and everybody else, y'all going to fight for this. Oh, by the way, I'm the champion. Sorry, I'll see you when I see you. I'm hurt. You know, but with CM Punk, you know, you gave CM Punk all the time in the world. We had announced his injury, you know, so it's just kind of like, dude, Tony, he's faced a lot of criticism with how he's handled the women's division. Not only that, but they're only, let's be real, outside of Jade Cargill, it seems to only be the Britt Baker show. Every now and again, you might get a little sprinkle of Rio, maybe. You know, Sheeta was the flavor of the month for a hot second, but it seems like AEW's women's division is nothing more than the Britt Baker show. What are your thoughts on how Tony Khan and AEW has handled the reign of Thunder Rosa, especially following her announcement that she would not be able to compete? We don't know why or how long.
the reign has not been great. I've gone on record and saying that, like, because after she won, it was like she was off TV for like 3 weeks. Like, how is your new women's champion not on TV, fighting, doing something, getting ready for the next challenger? Like, she was off, doing appearances and on vacation and all that other stuff. So it was like, well, what is she doing? And then when she did show up, it was like, no, Thunder Rosa's here, cool, we'd like to see her, but she wasn't really doing much.
And
as far as
not any fault of her own, by the way. Let's put that out there.
No, I don't know, and it's not her fault. That's Toni. That's on Toni. As far as last night, I feel like it felt rushed, but I feel like it felt rushed because of the show and what they had going on. Because that wasn't really the biggest thing going on. That just that wasn't the biggest news. It was a bomb to drop because it came out of nowhere. But I'm not trying to sugarcoat nothing, but I feel like it wasn't necessarily a disrespect to her because you got to look at the way the show went. Now, could they have made a little time for something? They probably could have, but it also looked like they were rushing in some of these matches. Like a couple of these matches went by quick. Maybe you could have cut a match. Maybe you could have just let it go out there and talk. But to be honest, it just felt like everything else she's been doing. So I didn't really see it too much like that. Like I get what you're saying and what other people are saying, but
yeah.
That's been kind of the promos and stuff she's been kind of cutting. Like it's been coming in, she does a promo, and then they move on to the next thing, or she comes out, she wrestles, and then they move on to the next thing. So it's like I didn't see nothing out of the ordinary, and maybe that's the problem because I didn't see nothing out of the ordinary. They pulled her in, they announced that she is injured, and that she won't be able to defend her. She said she won't be able to defend her championship. I told you the way she was standing there, I was trying to figure out where was her? She was holding the belt with this arm, but I was trying to figure out where is this arm at? Like was it held in the show sling or something? Like I couldn't. It's like she was almost protecting the arm and not showing it. But and maybe it's something wrong with her, and maybe she can't really compete, and maybe she was trying to get a final. The only thing I can give a reason for is if it was a last minute thing to announce that she was injured. Like they wanted to do it now because next week is the show, and we're getting ready to come up on the show. So it's like, all right, we need to let's get the final opinion. Let's check this thing out. Let's make sure because if you can go, we'll let you go. But if you can't go, you can't go. So that's the only reason why I feel like it was done like that. Maybe it was a last minute thing. Hey, you can't go, so we're gonna have you cut a promo in the back. And you just say what you got to say, and then we'll announce that we'll do an interim championship, fatal, 4-way at the pay-per-view. And honestly, even if people feel some type of way about that, I'm not mad about it. And I told you that. I said, one, you're doing an interim championship. You got 2 new people in there that. Well, you got 3. You got 3 people in there that's originally been through AEW. That's Sheeta, who's a former champion. That's Britt Baker, who's a former champion. And then you got Jamie Hayter. Now, I don't have a problem with the Jamie Hayter aspect of it, and I damn sure don't have a problem with the Toni Storm aspect of it either, and her being in it.
Right.
The Jamie Hayter thing has been you've been building that up anyway. This is a perfect way to continue that storyline, to be honest. You got an opportunity to win the championship. I think I think you can continue that story. Now, again, it's not the match we were supposed to get, but I got to be honest, it didn't really seem like people were too much into that match anyway. So I feel like you kind of came up and gave us something else, a little more planned. So it's like, all right, we'll give you a fatal 4-way with more people, and there's like more of an odds of you're going to get a new champion, or you're going to get a repeat champion. But I didn't think it was just that bad. What was that second part that Leo said? I read the first one. What was the second one?
If it wasn't planned for her to
planned.
announce it, then they probably didn't. They probably did the most they could do to find her time to announce it.
I'm pretty sure that, which makes me think, man, maybe they like she truly tried to get, like I said, like, man, like, are you sure I can't do this? Like, I do not want to have to announce that I can't show. I want to be able to show.
Yeah.
And that's probably the reason why. But like I said, because everything was already so planned for tonight's show with everything else going on, because we got to get to that. It's like, bruh, I kind of understand why it was done like that. There wasn't really time. I mean, yeah, they kind of ran through a lot of stuff, and just to get to certain points. So.
All right, man, and we definitely, for those who are wondering, yes, we're gonna talk about Punk and Moxley. That's gonna be the main event, in the words of Mark Henry, and we getting real close to the finish line. All right, man. So hopping back over to the WWE side of things, so the reports are that JONAH, aka Bronson Reed, may be in the focal sights, the foresights of Triple H and WWE. Bro, I know how much of a fan of Bronson Reed, JONAH, you were back in his time in NXT. Me too. Big fella, man. But the guy can move. The guy got charisma. The guy is world champion material. He had a little stint in Impact. He's been all over the damn place doing the goddamn thing, brother. Hey, look. We got Karrion Kross and Scarlett. We got Hero. We got Dakota Kai. We got Bailey. We got Io. We got Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa. Look like we doing the thing with Dexter Lumis. Whenever the hell they decide that, it look like Max Dupree gonna go back to being LA Knight, baby. So we got a lot going on, bro. Bronson Reed, JONAH possibly coming back under Triple H's guidance. What are your thoughts?
Excuse me. First of all, excuse me for that. My thoughts are, well, first and foremost, the word is that, yeah, the reason why there's big, definitely not just because he's from there and he's one of those guys Triple H wanted to try to push. It's also because the dude is doing great in New Japan. They say he's over there doing awesome. Like, they say he is over there killing it, man. So it's like he's bringing more attention that, yeah, they definitely need to bring it. There's a good chance he may like what he's going on over there. Sometimes people get over there in New Japan and
want to come back.
They like, you know what? As much, but it's good to know that even if he says, you know what, I want to come back, but I'm kind of in the middle. I got a good thing going on right here, and I want to keep going with this. But let's talk later. I can see. I can like, all right, cool. That gives Triple H time to do what he do. That gives him time to work on what he need to do. Build himself up even more. Cool. Have even more great matches. Add more repertoire. Add more titles to that resume of his.
It's that Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre, Cody Rhodes effect. Well, sometimes
AJ Styles.
AJ Styles. It's like sometimes you have to stick with your gut, even though this might be your final destination. Eventually, you want to make it back there. Sometimes you gotta let them know, like, hold on, bro. Nah. It's cool. We're going to get there because guess what? I guarantee you, if he does turn it down, they're going to still be watching him. And that's going to make them want him even more if he keep killing this. So, no, I think you're right on the money with that, bro.
Yeah, because that was the one. I'm like, wow, they're going to get Reed, cool. But I'm like, damn, but he's in 10. I thought he was in Impact still. Didn't realize he left Impact and went to New Japan. And they're like, nah, he been over there killing it. Like, they've been saying, like, hey, he's over there doing the damn thing. So I'm like, all right, cool. Well, shit. Again, I can see him going back, but if he decides not to, because he's killing it in New Japan and he likes what he's doing, and he's in a better spot now, able to win more or get a better, get a world championship, then maybe he would be in WWE. Not to say that again, he won't get an opportunity because you have so many other people who are also there. So you got to be able to flex all that out. And if you don't flex that out, then man, you gonna have a problem. So people gonna feel like they're being stagnant. Some people are gonna be put in a spot that they may not want to be in. So stay where you at.
Bro, as we coming down the home stretch here, man, we got 3 more topics, man, and then we got 2 before we get to the main event, CM Punk and Moxley and that whole thing. We got the Motor City Machine Guns, baby, one of the greatest tag teams to ever grace a wrestling ring. Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, they're going to be teaming up with Jay Lethal, and they're actually going to be fighting on AEW television, bro. What are your thoughts on the Motor City Machine Guns setting foot inside of an AEW All Elite Wrestling ring?
You hear me?
Yeah. Oh, well. All right. So he going to come back. He's having a little bit of technical difficulties. Nah, he going to make me repeat this whole goddamn question again on live broadcast. I don't even know what I asked the man no more. Hold on. Here we go.
There we go. I keep hitting the damn wrong, but I gotta stop hitting that arrow on the. I'm like, damn, that's not the back button. That takes me completely.
Hey, I'm gonna let you know now, man. I was just talking shit to the people. I'm like, this motherfucker about to make me repeat this whole long ass goddamn question.
No.
But
No.
But long story short, the question was to you, man. Alex Shelley, I was about to call him Machine Gun Kelly. Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, the Motor City Machine Guns competing for the first time in the AEW ring. What are your thoughts, man?
I am good with Alex Shelley and them coming back and getting the opportunity in AEW because we're gonna see them go up against FTR.
Yeah.
And my bad, I'm sorry. Had a text message. Man. But no, I'm excited. See them team up with Jay Lethal. First and foremost, haven't seen that since Impact. So they have chemistry. They know each other well. And then of course, who was it? FTR and who was the other? I forgot who the other guy was. Who the fuck? Who's the third guy in the match with? I forgot that damn fast. It's FTR and.
You know what's crazy? I'm drawing a brain fart too, my damn self.
I can't think of who the other person was. Like, oh my god, I know it's Jay.
Warlow.
That's what I'm like, man. Oh my god, like who was the other? I can't think who the third person is. Like, oh my god, Warlow. The TNT champion, right? It's champion, right? So you got Warlow and FTR. You got them. I'm like, that's gonna be pretty interesting. So yeah, I can definitely I definitely want to see it. I just want to see them make their debut and just see the crowd pop for them and just give them that respect, man. And then of course they're good in the ring. They know how to still, and they still can go to this day. So yeah, I definitely am hyped to see that.
Hey man, let my boy Deontay Wilder say to this day. Hey, bro, to this day, I'm confused on what the fuck is going on with the AEW world title picture. Man, bro, in 3 minutes and some change, we had CM Punk, the best in the world, the summer of Punk. It came to a crashing halt as he ended up taking a loss to that boy Jon Moxley. Is he hurt? Is he not? Was it planned? Was it not? Does he have heat? Does he not? And why the fuck are we running this right back at the pay-per-view? I'm confused. I'm not so much confused on why they're running it back at the pay-per-view. I'm confused on why they're running it back at the pay-per-view the way it ended so closely to the pay-per-view. That is the question I have. And the fact that they put that on an hour before the showtime ended, I'm like, man, something just felt amiss. And I feel like, much like you and I, the wrestling community doesn't know what to make heads or tails of the situation. Too cold. I told you today that they're going to do the rematch. You said, wow, really? Same thought here. I'm confused. Bro, what are your thoughts? Please help me try to understand what is going on right
now. One, I was a bit disappointed. Because I saw well, first and foremost, I knew of the backstage heat, but I didn't realize the severity of it. I knew him and Paige. I knew there was issues there, but I didn't realize it had spread it to the point where it's like people are feeling some type of way about Punk. Now, as far as what Leo and I get what you're saying about the match. Like now, the match in itself, the way it went, it made sense. I had no problem with that. A lot of people are like, because some people try to say, oh, no, that's not the foot he injured. No, the foot that he planted and then tried to spin on and bend and try to put weight on, that was the foot he had surgery repaired.
Yeah.
You can say, well, he hopped on it a week ago. Yeah, he hopped on it, but
he
didn't really, he hopped on it. Like it wasn't like he didn't really bend, he just kind of hopped. This was, when you plant your foot and you're kicking, you gotta, spin, because you gotta spin right. And he probably can't bend his foot all the way. I mean, did you look how he came out? Yeah. Like he didn't really look like he could move that foot all that great in the beginning. So I paid attention to that, because that's my main thing. Like, okay, we already felt Punk. Did you come back too early? Like, because bruh, you ain't really walking too great with that foot. So that whole little movement made sense. Moxley destroying him and not wasting any time. Well, he wasted a little time, but he's being Moxley. But damn, I can't think of nothing today, man. What do you get my boy to finish the move?
Moxley, paradigm shift.
The paradigm. He gave him 2 paradigm shifts and he pinned his ass, and then he tossed him that fake ass belt. He kept the real and then walked out. That was some deep shit. I liked all that. What I didn't like is just everything coming out the way it did. And I didn't like the fact that I'm not going to get my MJF versus CM Punk match. But I got to thinking, I got the conspiracy thinking, you know me, man. It's wrestling, man. You can come up with anything. So even though that would have been a great thing, and honestly, I think it would have been great for Punk to win. And there's the reason why I say it would have been great, because it almost would have gave Punk that heel factor kind of vibe.
Yeah.
So if there is and was a plan to bring MJF back and have him face Punk in Chicago, where he would have been loved there, but MJF would have been hated everywhere else. People would have probably wanted MJF to beat CM Punk, and everybody else would have booed him. So you got the dynamic of all of that for a pay-per-view. That's a hell of a dynamic, because you're booing for Punk to lose, but the people in Chicago are cheering for him to win, and it's just like the emotions are high. That to me, that would have made a great way to kind of balance things out and switch things. I mean, MJF can still be MJF, but now you got a more asshole CM Punk. I think that would have been different. Leo says Mox promo after the break, was that not supposed to happen? I think it was.
He was quoting what Mox said, because Mox was like, was that not supposed to happen? That's what he was saying.
I mean,
that's Mox being an asshole. He like, did you think I was gonna lose? Was I not supposed to win?
Some people, if Punk wasn't injured, I think some people would have thought he would have.
I ain't gonna lie, I thought
he would have.
I ain't even gonna lie to you.
But again, I was thinking too far ahead. That's why I was getting pumped up. That was my fault. But here's where I'm going to get too far ahead again, because now I'm thinking, okay, you're going to run it back. Why are you going to run it back? Maybe you add a third person to the match. Third person, huh? Third person, you say? Okay. All right. Because what do you expect after what we just saw? What can you expect in 2 weeks? I do not expect them. First and foremost, they better not try to do a 30-minute match after this shit. After what just happened, you cannot put on a 30-minute match. So you got to do something. You still got to have a play in your bag that is like, I can't pull this out to the last minute.
I see something. I see the match not going along. I see just roll with me here. I see CM Punk and Moxley getting into a little battle. I see Moxley beating the dog shit out of CM Punk. I see music hitting. I see MJF becoming a distraction. Moxley takes his eyes off the prize a little too long. CM Punk get a cheap win. Now you got Moxley and MJF. I don't know. Because there's no point for Mox to hold the title for a long time.
I think that's gonna be. Well, one it is because Moxley's a part of the Blackpool Combat Club.
Wait, did you say that?
What
Was you about to say that's gonna piss some people off? Of course,
hell
he
yeah.
gets the win in Chicago.
No. That's gonna piss people off in the wrong way because what the hell did you just do? You just had Moxley destroy Punk in this little he can't win off some bullshit ass roll up. You can't give me two bullshit kind of finishes in a 2-week span. You can't. You're not that. That's no AEW. You're not WWE. You can't do that. You can't do that. This is a pay-per-view. This is big money. You're not. There's no playing around with this. You gotta have something in the bag to have a match. Even if we know how AEW runs their pay-per-views, so they've already put together what just in this one night alone. They've already added 7 matches, so a grand total of maybe
a lot.
He said, Leo, don't do WWE bullshit now. Right, exactly. Do not do that. That's WWE Vince McMahon kind of bullshit. So we can't have that. That's why I say, man, you got to add somebody. You're gonna do this match again after what we just saw. You're not gonna tell me all the miraculously in 2 weeks. Punk foot went from being, oh my God, that he so devastating that he couldn't even get up to defend himself. And he took that squash like he did, that he's going to give me 20, 30 minutes on Sunday the 4th. If 2 weeks, no, fuck that. No. If you're going to give me this match, there better be a third person added to this match. In a way, I want to fanboy and say it's MJF, but we really don't know what's up with MJF and Tony Khan. Yeah. I just know that would make the most sense. If you're going to bring back somebody, that would be because again, you still have WWE guys, Moxley and Punk. If man, if you have an AEW guy, that's been there since the beginning, come in and take these titles from both of them.
MJF, let's go. Hey,
then you bring yourself back around because now, okay, Tony, you took the titles off the WWE guys. Now you pushed a new original of one of your guys that people have been saying you need to push. Okay, now let's see what happens. Let's move forward from that. Again, the only backdraw of that is the issue between Tony Khan and MJF. Yeah. That's the only thing that's really keeping that from happening. Is it a work? Was it a shoot? We did a show on that. We asked that question. A lot of people feel like it was a work. Some people feel like it was a true shoot. Like, nah, he was speaking what he was speaking. The man's been gone for a few months. Yeah. Has Tony Khan been keeping in contact? MJF ain't been out there saying too much. He ain't been really saying anything. Yeah. So it's like, what's going on? So, but
absence makes the heart grow fonder, and I miss me some Maxwell Jacob Friedman. God damn it.
And I do too. I've liked Max, man. Ever since the beginning, like, dude, like, okay, you're terrible in the ring, but you're great on the microphone. But I still feel like I feel like they gotta add a third guy, and it's gotta be an AEW original. It's gotta be somebody like people wanted to see, or somebody that people definitely wanted to see have the world title. Even if I ain't gonna lie, I doubt if it's gonna be like a Miro. Like, I wouldn't even be mad if it was Miro. Like, Miro would be like, I wouldn't be mad if it was Miro, because it's like, I don't know, are you going to give Miro the title? That's who people want to see the title on. People want to see the AEW championship on Miro. So it's like, bruh, okay. So there's certain people, even if they're WWE or AEW, or, if they came from WWE and they're not in AEW, there are certain people that folks do want to see win the title. They just don't want it to be the usual folks. They want to see the new. They want you to be the company you say you are. So, yeah.
And my best, Donald Trump. It's gonna be huge.
It's gonna be huge. It's gonna be huge. It's gonna be huge.
It's gonna be huge. I'm telling you,
it's gonna be huge. It's gonna be huge. It's gonna be huge. It's gonna be huge.
I swear to God, outside of the White House, you never seen it.
Hell no.
Hey, that's how you're talking. You never seen it.
Never seen it. It's gonna be huge. It's gonna be huge. But yeah, man, that's a lot, man. That's we got to wish and hope and a prayer that Tony's got a plan. I know he's got people doubting him right now, and people are doubting him because of what WWE is doing right now. They finally gave the reins to Triple H, and he's bringing back the respect back to WWE, which means fans are looking to nitpick everything Tony is doing right now.
Yeah.
So
the fake fans about to come out in full effect.
Man, and it's not like people weren't already still nitpicking some things, but they definitely nitpicking now. So I it's got to be. I think you're right about Moxley. He will have to lose it sometime, but because you want it to be somebody new. You've been having this trend of new champions.
Yeah.
You've had a couple of repeats. Moxley's the second AEW. The Young Bucks are the second two-time tag team champions. So you kind of got that, but continue to build new champions, continue to build new people. That's what you are. You're not the company that's putting the titles on all the old people that everyone knows. You're the company that's supposed to put the title on the best and talent that's becoming available. And you got some young guys that can definitely work, man. But bro, I let's just something else to talk about. Excuse me. Yeah, man. Whew, man. Let's just something else to talk about, man. Man. Yeah, we just gotta wait to see till next. Well, we gotta wait to see the Rampage, but see if they talk about anything. But we gotta wait to see what happens till next week.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, we got a solid 45 plus. And, we definitely had to come shoot this shit. We didn't give y'all the hour we wanted to get y'all yesterday, so we wanted to come up here. It was just too much stuff coming out in the reports that we had to talk. We had to cover WWE, we had to talk AEW. But ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, thank you once again for tuning in to another episode of Generation Podcast.
For sure.
As always, it's yours truly, the 29-year-old piece of gold. He
remembered.
Yeah, I know. I did. And tomorrow, man, we're coming to you live and direct with it. Oh, what? You know what? Hold on. Me and Tuco got to talk about that. I forgot we kind of doing some stuff, but we at least gonna give y'all the Rampage, SmackDown. We're gonna see what's up with the SmackDown. But either way it goes, tomorrow we will be here live and direct talking that talk.
We will have a Friday night block party. There will be a Friday night block party.
Either way it goes,
it will be a block party.
So, but with that being said, man, I got to get rested to go. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, I'm 29-year-old piece of gold.
Because he will be in trouble.
Yep. And I finally got a chance to come out and play a little bit. So with that being said, peace.